Welcome back. Let's look at another interesting section in the syllabus, pricing. As you know, pricing was tested in the last exam for a simple theoretical pricing question, which was quite easy. And this time the examiner might try something different. Since he already tested a calculation on theoretical pricing, this time he might test pricing strategies, which is more theory oriented writing than calculations. As you know, at your exam, in your syllabus, there are about 7 to 8 good pricing strategies discussed, even though in the practical environment there could be many hundreds of different strategies. In your syllabus, what is important is these 8 strategies. I would talk about 2 strategies a little in detail to enlighten you further, and most probably these would be the areas the examiner would like to test if you want to test on pricing strategies. First strategy is the price penetration strategy, which is a very simple, straightforward strategy where a company drops the price of a product to a very, very low level to attract the customers to buy the product. And no doubt the customers would be very happy because of the low selling price. They'll go and buy the product. And as a result, there would be quite a high demand for the product, and the company would use the price to penetrate slowly into the market and build quite a big market share. And how would a company make money out of a strategy like this? Because sometimes in order to make the selling price very attractive, they may even have to go below cost. So how would a company make money when the selling price is below cost? Let's look at this interesting slide which explains price penetration. Here we have the price at a low level, and what you see blinking at the top is the cost. So there is no doubt that the company is making a loss here because the price is lower than the cost. But due to the heavy demand, company could use the heavy demand to get into a serious level of economies of scale, and as a result, the cost can come down. A good example is JetBlue Airlines in the US, the most profitable airline in the world today and the fastest growing airline in the world, took a crazy decision to drop prices below industry levels about 6 years ago, and then as a result made a loss in the initial period, and due to the very, very high demand they got, they used their flights effectively and cut the cost down thanks to economies of scale. And today their costs are below price and they are making enormous amount of profits. So one good example of price penetration. Let's look at the second example, where here we have the cost at a very high level and the price is fixed at a lower level. So yet again the company is making losses and they are using this very attractive price which is blinking at the bottom to attract the customers. Now what happens here, after they do get their market share, maybe within a short time, they will create brand loyalty and make sure that the customers are all locked in to the brand. Maybe they could do this for very behavioral buying patterns like cigarettes, liquor, and fairness creams, face creams kind of stuff, where the price is originally kept at a lower level, and after the customer get used to this product, and when it becomes a product which is habitually purchased, the price is gradually increased. Most of the fairness creams in Sri Lanka follow this method. They first of all offer a very attractive price to the customers, and when these young ladies get used to the fairness cream, they gradually increase the price and ultimately bring the price to a level more than the cost to start making profits. So both these methods are available in price penetration strategy. So it is important at the examination we understand what kind of a product are we dealing with, and depending on the product we could use either models of price penetration. Now let's look at the third model, the second strategy, which is called the price skimming. Now price skimming is a model used to introduce very innovative novel products into the industry. Now here we will see the cost is low, but we offer the product at a very, very high price, and that's why we call it price skimming. Price is introduced at a very, very high level to reap the super profits out from the product or the industry. Now why this word skimming came in is that when you get a rich cup of milk, a fresh cup of milk, there is a very thick portion of milk which comes to the top, which is thicker than the rest of the glass of the milk or the cup of the milk. If we take that out, we call that skimming the milk. The rich part of the milk we take out, we call it skimming the milk. So likewise, we take the rich part of the profits away from the industry, we call it price skimming. Let's think of a very revolutionary product like an iPod or an iPad, or when compact discs were introduced into the world, when USB drives were introduced to the world, portable computers, where the customers went wow and went crazy about it. The prices were fixed at a very high level. Think of the example of Celtel, the first cellular operator in Sri Lanka which came to the country. Originally priced their products at a very high level. If you are interested in buying a mobile phone, a simple mobile phone, you have to pay close to about 150,000 rupees to buy a mobile phone. And then the incoming and outgoing rates were crazy. You had to pay something like 30 rupees for an outgoing call and 25 rupees for an incoming call. This sounds really awkward in today's environment. So that's how the new mobile company came into Sri Lanka, and it was a novel concept and people went wow on that and then were ready to pay the high prices. And then you can't do this for a long time because the concept becomes novel only for a short period. Then comes the competitors. The competitors will do the product better at a lower cost. So a company must keep a close eye on when the competitors are coming in to the market. Generally, a price skimmer, what they do, they reduce the price to the normal industry levels immediately when a competitor walks in to the industry. Why do they do that? They prevent the competitor enjoying the skimming. It's a bit of a selfish strategy. They have been enjoying it for the last so many years or months. Moment a competitor comes, the price is dropped to the normal industry levels. Let's look at the graph again to see what happens when a competitor walks into the industry. Now you will see moment a competitor comes into the market, the company drops the price to the normal levels, drop the price. So now where would the competitor, the poor competitor, have to start? They will have to follow the leader. So they will have to introduce their product at a very, very average price. So as a result, they will be prevented to skim the prices. Now let me take your memories back to the cellular war in Sri Lanka. Celtel has been the first cellular company in Sri Lanka, has been charging these very high prices. And moment the second competitor came into the country, Mobitel, if you could remember, the prices were slashed to the normal industry level. So they prevented the second competitor, Mobitel, enjoying this wonderful skimming period. Another use of price skimming, not only to enjoy profit, sometimes when you introduce a novel product, you will have a lot of research and development effort in the product. So the companies would love to recover this research and development fast. than waiting until the entire life cycle of the product is over to recover their research development expenditure. So they use this price skimming as a strategy to quickly recover the research and development expenditure, which is quite rightly so. Now think of the competitor coming into the market, the second, third, or the fourth, fifth competitor coming into the market. They would have very less research and development expenditure compared to the original company. Why? All what they are doing is to copy the product. So as a result, they will have less research and development expenditure. So the first company to come into the market will have a huge research and development cost, and quite rightly so. By charging a high price, they may recover their research and development expenditure faster. So skimming is used for novel products. Very high prices are charged either to enjoy profits or to cover the research and development or the initial setup cost in the market. And generally in a skimming strategy, the moment a competitor comes in, you slash the prices down. So learn these two strategies in detail: the penetration, low price, high volume market, and skimming, high price, maybe low volume markets. And then depending on the product, the type, the customer, market, we will have to switch our strategies. And there are 6 more strategies discussed in the cima syllabus. It would be worthwhile looking at these strategies and trying to understand how they are applied to different environments as well. We'll take a short break to come back and discuss another topic.